It's April 1986. Joe Dispenza is a 23-year-old chiropractic student in the middle of a Palm Springs triathlon. At a tricky intersection, a red four-wheel drive Bronco going 55 miles an hour slams into his bicycle from behind. The impact shatters 6 vertebrae, from the shoulder blades down to the kidneys. As the bone segments collapse into wedge shapes, jagged fragments are driven backward, compressing his spinal cord. In a fraction of a second, the athlete's future is replaced by a high probability of permanent paralysis. 4 surgeons deliver a single ultimatum: undergo a radical surgery to bolt 12-inch stainless steel rods to his spine, or never walk again. Dispenza chooses a different path. He refuses the surgery and checks himself out of the hospital, deciding to attempt a recovery using only his mind. He spends the next 9 weeks lying face down for hours a day. He visualizes the reconstruction of his spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. If his mind wanders to thoughts of a wheelchair or his medical prognosis, he forces himself to stop and start the entire rehearsal from the beginning. By week 6, his pain begins to vanish. At 9.5 weeks, he stands and walks unassisted. By week 12, he is training with weights again. This recovery positioned Dispenza as a unique case study, a patient zero for a process that appeared to rebuild a shattered body through thought alone. Realizing his healing might not be a fluke, Dispenza dedicated his career to investigating impossible remissions around the world, looking for an underlying mechanism. One such case was Lori. At age 19, she was diagnosed with polyostotic fibrous dysplasia, a rare condition that replaces healthy bone with weak, fibrous tissue, leading to decades of chronic fractures. Lori adopted the same mental rehearsal protocol, training her brain to replace the emotional toll of chronic pain with feelings of joy and physical strength. In 2013, her medical tests showed a result her doctors couldn't explain. X-rays showed no evidence of any fractures. Her bone cells had manufactured healthy proteins, effectively rebuilding her skeleton. Lori's results suggested that the mental protocol could influence the manufacturing of proteins in the skeleton, moving the investigation from acute trauma to degenerative disease. Now the investigation expanded to autoimmune conditions. Candace was diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease, a condition where the immune system attacks the thyroid, causing severe fatigue and weight gain. By using the visualization protocol to shift her internal state, she saw her abnormal blood markers plummet from 68 to a healthy 40 in just 5 months. Then there was Joanne, an entrepreneur paralyzed by advanced multiple sclerosis, who attended one of Dispenza's workshops looking for a way out of her wheelchair. During a single hour of intense mental rehearsal, she emotionally taught her own body exactly what walking feels like. By the end of that session, she stood up and walked 25 feet without assistance. These cases challenge traditional medical dogma, indicating that when a patient aligns their internal rehearsal with a desired outcome, the body can follow that new blueprint toward recovery. If these healings are not random miracles, then what is the specific biological sequence that makes them possible? This medical illustration represents self-directed neuroplasticity. The brain's frontal lobe, the CEO, cannot distinguish between a real external event and a vividly imagined internal one. This flowchart tracks the descent into biology. Clear intentions, paired with elevated emotions, release neuropeptides with new instructions. Tracing down, these neuropeptides act as epigenetic signals. They turn genetic switches on or off, forcing the creation of new healing proteins. This chemical cascade allows an internal thought to function as a literal mechanical trigger for reprogramming human DNA. These findings often clash with conventional medicine, which is built on the belief that only physical interventions can change physical matter. The protocol suggests a daily practice. Spend time each morning vividly rehearsing a healthy physical state, marrying that vision with intense emotion, and actively blocking thoughts of past symptoms. Your body is a biological pharmacy. If your thoughts are already signaling your genes every second, the only remaining choice is what signal you